As technology evolves, so does crime. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says the newest form of crime gaining popularity, especially in recent years, sneaking contraband into prisons by drone. Their most recent arrest happened last weekend. Jessica Cha is in studio to explain what happened.
Yes, Frank, the Sheriff's Office says some of these drones can range from $1,000 and can carry up to 30 to 40 pounds, all the way up to $8,000 drones that can carry a whopping 80 pounds.
One could easily speculate that firearms and other weapons could also have been dropped into these prison rec yards by these drones. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel-like content and what I do here, you can support me with a link. Everything is appreciated. And to my Connecticut resident, if you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get that training done before July 1st, 2024. I will expand that language and say, for safety's sake, I'd say turn in your paperwork before July 1st. Because then after that, it gets longer, harder, more expensive. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Don't let it expire. There's a link to the online renewal portal for the state of Connecticut for pistol permits in the description box. Keep an eye on that. Let's talk about this. And this is a fascinating story coming out of Georgia. This was 5-6 days ago. There was a major raid on a drone business in the state by numerous agencies, and what they were saying is that the owner of the business was implicit in a scheme where drones were used to drop drugs and other contraband, cell phones, what have you, into prison yards.
Security video shows recreation time for inmates, but watch this guy looking up, following something. He wanders around for 20 seconds. Then he grabs for something falling from the sky. Soon as it hits the ground, he covers it. Investigators say a drone dropped a phone and marijuana.
They're saying that when they caught up to them, there was about $7 million worth of goods had been dropped into these yards. Would it be fentanyl or other, ecstasy, whatever it may be. But they also were into speculation because they did recover firearms during the raids. They did speculate that the possibility of having weapons dropped into the yard by the same drones was definitely possible.
As they made contact with the two individuals in the car, an actual drone landed about 10 to 15 feet from the deputy. They saw the contraband that was attached to the drone.
Burgamy says this may sound too good to be true, but he says drone drops have become increasingly common in the past couple of years.
This year we've worked probably 5 or 6 drone cases.
Burgamy says the contraband ranges from tobacco, cell phones, all the way to hard drugs and weapons. And the number of drops have increased 80%, with people coming as far as Savannah to the prison in Davisboro.
It's a criminal enterprise. These guys are making money inside the walls. Some of these drones, these really nice drones, they can fly, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles. You can fly that drone 5 miles and still make that prison drop.
Now, I want to go ahead and give you some background on this, and I want you to pay attention to certain things. I'm going to come back and talk about it. So let's watch this.
We begin with a Channel 2 Action News exclusive. Authorities say gangs are using drones to drop contraband into prisons, and they believe the owner of this drone repair shop and one of his workers are part of the operation.
Stouffer, it's believed to be the largest criminal operation of its kind in Georgia history. Agents uncovered ecstasy, meth, guns, and cell phones at dozens of prisons.
The Georgia Department of Corrections Special Agents says Operation Skyhawk culminated today with raids targeting one of many networks at the focus of the investigation. Networks including one involving a business called Thunder Drones and drone drops of drugs, cell phones, and more into Georgia prisons. Are you involved in drone drops of contraband into Georgia prisons?
Not that I know of. All we do is repair drones.
He was in communications with inmates within the Georgia Department of Corrections and their associates on the outside.
Including gang members?
Absolutely. About making drone drops, contraband drops.
You don't know who you're repairing them for, who you're providing them to?
Most of our business is consumer business. We've repaired drones for local Atlanta and interstate.
We did electronic interceptions on Mr. Robert Schwartz, his business here at Thunder Drones, and inmates and associates of inmates.
Have you broken the law?
No, sir.
Georgia Department of Corrections, GDC Commissioner Tyrone Oliver says corrections agents thundered into a business called Thunder Drones in Gwinnett County, armed with a search warrant and arrest warrant for Robert Schwartz involving drone drops of contraband into Georgia prisons. He says drones shown as outside Thunder Drones were among more than 50 drones seized in 2 simultaneous raids. And if the allegations prove true in court, he anticipates Schwartz will be dropping into prison for an extended stay. The commissioner says prosecutors are working with GDC special agents to ask grand juries across the state to return RICO and gang indictments against Schwartz and many others. If you face gang and or RICO charges, what's your response?
All I do is repair drones. I've been doing it. I've been repairing radio control things for 50 years. I don't know what they're even here for.
We stopped roughly 170 prison drops during the course of this investigation.
GDC Special Agent Greg Phillips says the investigation started in November 2022, led to the recovery of lots of drugs, including 51 pounds of what appeared to be ecstasy. But while they are not lab tested yet, Phillips says he believes many of the pills contain deadly fentanyl. He says takedowns outside prisons during the investigation, Operation Skyhawk, yielded 22 guns he believes were intended for security for the drone operations, and 273 cell phones were recovered before they made it into prisons, with a prison value of contraband totaling around $7 million.
We've arrested 146 individuals associated with contraband drops. Out of those 146, 8 of them are correctional officers, or were.
Did you have any role in drone drops into state prisons?
No.
Is that a yes or no?
No comment.
No comment? Did you break the law?
No.
The commissioner says Thunder Drones employee Nelda Alber was also arrested on charges related to drone drops of contraband and inmate communications. Commissioner Oliver says the second raid was on Schwartz's home.
It's an agricultural drone. A drone this size could actually lift a human being.
You believe this was part of the operation?
Don't know yet. Still early in the investigation.
The gloves are off. There's full transparency. We know we have an epidemic in our prisons with contraband, and we're going to go get it.
Phillips says in a briefing he reminded officers the raids were on Maundy Thursday, day of Christ's Last Supper.
It represents humility and selflessness and service to others.
Feel like you fulfilled that today?
Absolutely.
Now, Commissioner Oliver says while 8 GDC officers were arrested in the investigation, it was good GDC officers who arrested them. Now, Matt Wolf says, while we were at the house, 2 guys pulled up suddenly outside Thunder Drones, tried to leave, and a search of the car turned up a stolen gun and a drone, and one was arrested. We used photos from the Georgia Department of Corrections in our report.
You heard that and you saw that. Here's my, this was a raid on this man's business. Like, it was a simultaneous raid. So if it was a raid, how did the media know about it? I mean, this guy's right there. If it's a crime scene, why is this guy with the camera all up on everything? And he's interviewing the principals, whether it be the shop owner, the police, and whoever I forget what the guy is. That he was a deputy commissioner of some kind. But this media guy is right there in everybody's face. I'm like, well, this wasn't a surprise. They knew about it. So I question that right off the jump. But as you can see from some of those drones, there's some big drones. And of course, the speculation was to come into play that they could have easily dropped weapons into the yard, which of course would have been just turned insane. So now I question the shop owner. They claim he was in touch with people and he had affiliations or had contact with the associates of people who were in prison. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make him guilty. He fixes drones. Could those people have brought the drones to him to fix? And he has to call them to come get the drones? I'm just speculating because they have not given much information on this. But the fact that they're gone so high tech, back in the day, what you have to do, you had to take one of these plastic devices, put drugs in it, and then insert it in your anus and bring it into the prison. Now they're just flying over the walls and dropping drugs and what have you to prisoners who obviously know they're coming. But you notice that they did say that some Georgia Department of Correction guards were also arrested, which means somebody was turning a blind eye, because I find it hard to believe that a drone flew over that prison and nobody saw anything. If you go to my web, you see that I'm a licensed drone pilot. You have to go up pretty high to not hear the blades on that drone whirring away. I don't think they would drop from that height. So they pretty much came in pretty low. So somebody knew. So that's, you know, maybe as we go further into the case, we'll learn that some of these guards were being paid off just to look the other way. Because there's no way they flew those things in at even 50 feet, 100 feet up, and you couldn't hear it. So I found this story to be interesting because, like I said, you can use those drones. Some of them can carry up to 100 pounds. They're like the agricultural drones that they use. So they could have easily transported weapons over the walls into that yard. But it is a case we should be watching because obviously this can't be an isolated incident, and I'm pretty sure it's happening elsewhere in the country. So maybe we'll see more of this as it goes, but I just found this story to be fascinating as I was watching it. Like, wow. Talk about using your noggin here. But like I said, somebody had to have been paid to look the other way, because there's no way they could have flown those things in without somebody hearing it. There's just no way. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.